What's good, Commanders fans? Super quick video. Just wanted to make a video about the roster movement that Adam Peters made and the front office. So they did sign veteran defensive tackle Carl Davis, who did play on the Cowboys with Dan Quinn, as we are the Commander, people call it Cowmanders, which is terrible, but we do have a bunch of former Cowboys on the roster, and then John Allen with the injury, so we needed to sign somebody to at least the practice squad. And then Dorrance Armstrong, who's a defensive end, he posted a picture on Instagram with like hooked up to an IV and said like, somebody help me or something like that. So who knows what's going to happen with him. But let's talk about Kyle Fuller first, the brother of Kendall Fuller, the former Commander and current Miami Dolphin. And Kyle Fuller is from Baltimore as well. He went to Mount St. Joe's in Baltimore. I believe Kendall Fuller went there too, if I'm not mistaken. But all that aside, Kyle Fuller has not played football in a long time. And I think they had him in for a workout. I think they're going to sign him. He's 32 years old, man. Usually when they bring guys in, like this kind of feels like a Martavis Bryant type of signing, even though Kyle Fuller had a better kind of stretch than what Martavis Bryant did. The last time Kyle Fuller played a football game, an NFL game, was back in 2022 with the Ravens, and he only played in one game that season. Kind of similar to how Martavis Bryant didn't play in like 5-6 years, something like that, something crazy, 4 or 5 years. Now Kyle Fuller, when he was playing, he had two really good seasons. Actually, his first really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, his first 5 or 6 seasons in the NFL were really good with the Bears. There was times where it was almost like a Kyle Fuller island out there. Like he was really putting people in the seatbelt. Like everybody does that seatbelt celebration, like Ben St. Juice does the seatbelt, whatever, or his little lockdown thing. Kyle Fuller was locking guys up. Like he was getting interceptions and ball is like, I can see why they are bringing him in for a workout, because the Kyle Fuller from 2018, 2017, 15, 14, he fits what they're looking for as far as ball is life and taking the ball away. He had 4 picks in 2014, 7 interceptions in 2018, 3 interceptions in 2019. I mean, he has like quadruple the interceptions that we have at this point through 6 games. Of course, in a 16-game season, he had 4 picks. In the 16-game season, he has 7 picks. So I don't know if he still has that same juice to him. I mean, there's a reason why an NFL team has not picked him up in 2 years. He's had some serious lower leg injuries that have kept him out of the league and just hasn't been the same guy. He had 3 forced fumbles his rookie year too. Like he was taking the ball away for sure. Like you look at some of the numbers, and like I said, it just feels like Martavis Bryant almost over again. Even though Martavis actually did look pretty good in the preseason, but like all the numbers that I'm looking at are really good. Is like Kyle Fuller allowed the lowest catch rate in his coverage among cornerbacks last season, and this is the 2018 season. He only allowed a 51.3% catch rate allowed, which is dominant. That is really good numbers. And then against the Browns, he had 40 snaps. He was targeted 9 times. He had 4 passes deflected and 1 interception. And he had a passer rating of 0.0. That's legit island. That's Kyle Fuller island out there. I think he had an interception against us on Monday Night Football too, back when we had Case Keenum. But like I said, I'm talking about stats and people from back 5 years ago. Like he had an 84.5 PFF grade from 2015 to 2018. He was dominant, but you know, are we going to get that same guy? We're probably not. And then Kyle Fuller was the NFL's most targeted cornerback in 2018 with 119 targets, and he only allowed 2 touchdowns in that season and a passer rating of 69.0, which is insane numbers, but once again, it's a blast from the past. So I see why they're bringing him in for a workout, because we're basically desperate at the cornerback position. They want to play everybody but Emmanuel Forbes. Anybody but Forbes. That's basically what they're doing. Anybody but Forbes and Michael Davis. And Kyle Fuller, what was his 40-yard dash time? Because I remember he wasn't like the quickest guy, if I'm not mistaken, but he'd probably be better than some of the guys that we got, and that's a fact. I mean, it's not saying much at all. But yeah, he ran a 4.40, which is solid, 190 pounds, 32-inch arm length, which is solid. 2-time Pro Bowler, had a couple votes for All Pro, was a top 100 player as well. But like I said, I mean, this is kind of like too little too late here. Like, I mean, you guys know some of the people who I thought we should have signed in the offseason, but it's kind of just too little too late. You're not going to find, he ran a 4.4 40-yard dash, 38-inch vertical leap. So yeah, he is an athlete, or he was an athlete. I don't know if that speed is still there. But towards the end of his, not the end of his career, but before he had that gap. He was struggling, man. He was giving up some big plays from what I remember. And you look at some of the numbers from his 2021 season, he gave up 119.8 quarterback rating, which is pretty darn bad. So that last year with Denver, he struggled that year, and you know, you can see why teams kind of shied away from signing. But the Ravens gave him a chance, and he got injured, so it was unfortunate. But don't be surprised if we sign him. I actually think they're going to sign him. This is kind of like an Adam Peters move, where you bring a guy to the practice squad, you bring him for a workout, you sign him. He's not going to get a big name guy. He's not going to, and we'll see if Adam Peters does trade for somebody like a J.C. Horn, if he becomes available, Greg Newsome, if he becomes available, Denzel Ward. From the Browns, if he becomes available, Marshawn Lattimore, he's not going to be available from the Saints, but you never say never. Who knows? But I just want to get you guys updated on that. Like, don't be surprised if we see Commanders sign Kyle Fuller to the practice squad and then he's playing over Emmanuel Forbes the next game against the Panthers, or the next game against the Bears, where we have to play against DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. So I wouldn't mind it, but would I rather trade for one of the guys that I just named? I'd probably rather do that. But, you know, Adam, he's being smart. He's being strategic, where he doesn't want to give up probably one of those third-round picks that we got for Jahan Dotson, or the fourth-round pick that we got. You know, he just doesn't want to make a big trade right now. But, you know, if we go on a streak, man, before the trade deadline, and the defense is still trash and we're still finding ways to win because we put up 38 points, then I do think he needs to be aggressive and find a corner, because you're not going to win every game in a shootout. There's going to be games where Jaden's going to have to rely on his defense. Like, one of those games are going to come around where he's going to have to rely on his defense to win a game, for them to get stops. And it may be a 20-17 game. Not every game's going to be 38-21 or 30-23 or 42, whatever. You know, so we gotta find a corner, man. We gotta find a corner. It's going to be hard to find one now because it's just too late. Like I said, in the offseason, they should have signed somebody who is in the NFC at this moment, who's a veteran, but it is what it is on that. But let's get to Carl Davis here. Not much on him, honestly. Defensive tackle with the Cowboys. And look at some of his numbers. He went to Iowa. He was a third-round pick, so there's some pedigree there. Was drafted by the Ravens in 2015. More of a space eater, one-tech defensive tackle. So I do think he's going to play snaps. He's going to get in the game because we just need the depth at the position right now, with Jonathan Allen being out and F.A. Obata's back. But, you know, we just need the depth. We need a rotation at the defensive tackle spot. So Carl Davis was with Cleveland, was with New England. He did get a sack on Teddy Bridgewater. That was back in 2021. Throughout his career, he has 2.5 sacks and also 5 tackles for a loss and 68 total tackles. And he has 3 pass deflections in his career so far. So not much stands out, but he eats up space and he's solid in stopping the run. So he's about 32 years old. Like I said, it has the familiarity. 6'5", 335 pounds, has the familiarity with Dan Quinn. So we'll see what happens, guys. You guys let me know what you guys think about the possible signing of Kyle Fuller, Kendall Fuller's brother. Like, I mean, for all this, it's like you might as well kept Kendall Fuller. I mean, it's to that point. That's how bad our cornerback room is. It really is. They brought in cornerback Michael Ajamudiye, and defensive tackle Deidre Sanat, and also defensive tackle Jonathan Marshall. That's who we brought in. Yeah, Kyle Fuller was first team All Pro in 2018. Like, he was legit. He had some legit seasons, but like I've said many times over and over and over again, this was literally six years ago now at this point. 6 years. He led the league in interceptions in 2018 as well. And then he had 2 seasons in the top 10 in passes defended as well. So, but all right, you guys let me know what you guys think as well. Hell's Commanders as always. Peace.